Are you ready?
We're ready.
Oh, well, are you rolling?
Yep. Welcome back to the Tymes podcast. I'm Jade.
I'm Julie, and we're ready to talk about travel.
Yes.
Since we went to a hair show in Chicago, so we got to fly there, and we got to have some experiences out to eat, and some travels with, I guess, taxis.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't Uber.
No,
taxis.
we did not Uber.
Which I think taxis need to make a comeback.
Yeah, we
personally.
met John.
We
tell you about John.
And we actually, we had our hotel had a shuttle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So they picked us up from the airport and took us back to the airport, which makes it nice because if you figure that into your travels, it's always nice when the hotel provides that. So you get that extra little money. Plus, we also got our breakfast, which
it was so
at the
good.
hotel was, and we stayed at an embassy, Hilton Embassy, and that was nice because you didn't pay for your breakfast.
Yes, and it was
so
like
you saved.
omelets.
They made to order.
Basic.
Yes, made to order. And then at night they had a little reception where you could get chips and salsa, drinks. They even gave them some alcohol beverages, which they had. So I thought that was nice for travel to know that they say they do that all over. Too.
Yeah, and it was good because, like you said, we didn't know if they had it or not. We called when we got there, and they're like, yes, we have the shuttle. So there was an accommodation that wasn't expected, but it really made
and they provided that, which there you probably saved $20 per person. We had 8 of us.
Yes.
So if you do the math on that, that's $160 saved.
One time.
One way.
Yeah.
One way. So going back, it would have been the same scenario.
Yes.
And breakfast, I'm pretty sure you'd probably have $20 because the other day I was at McDonald's.
Right.
And somebody wanted a large fry, and I said, okay, I'll pick one up. $4.19.
Yes. For McDonald's.
For a McDonald's large fry.
Manufactured fries. And this was made to order omelets. Whatever you wanted in it, however much.
So even with the stay, I think it was amazing for the
hors d'oeuvres, the drinks.
And I did buy our stay on Bright Life. So that was another thing.
Oh, yeah.
That app, it's an app that provides you with wholesale prices for travel for hotels and other things. And
experience.
So that was really a good deal too. So we not only had that, not knowing we're getting our breakfast and getting our transportation. It was very well saved.
Yeah, and a nightcap, like
who does that?
And
that was
we
nice.
Walked across the street to get to our event, which was
we were right there
from everywhere.
And it was the ABS hair show, so it was
America's Beauty Show.
Right, so it was a big time show. So the hotel we got to stay at, I mean, right across the street, we should have been paying more money for it. And we got breakfast and we got transportation.
Yes.
And that was at the embassy.
And Smiles.
And they were nice to us.
Yeah, they were really nice.
They were nice. Everyone was.
Yes.
I mean, the omelet makers to the...
Yes.
No one was,
happy to be there.
Yeah.
So
that was nice to have that experience. And the rooms were nice because they were double beds. And then you got a little kitchen, pull-out couch, and you had a refrigerator and a microwave.
And I thought it was neat that we could use the staff elevator because the other elevators were not working. And,
they were working, but the one was down. But they were slow.
They were slow. Yeah, they were working, but they were slow. Not working at what I would think.
Not to the capacity of what they really needed to do.
So we went into the staff elevators because, as hairdressers, we're creative and we're like,
let's just take this route.
We rode with them and they didn't say anything.
No, they were actually having a conversation. They'd be like, get out.
Yeah.
You're not riding with
you.
Yeah, this is our... But they weren't. The staff was super nice.
Yes.
I mean, you couldn't have asked for a nicer hotel.
Which when you give service and that's like your expectation.
Yeah. And
it's nice to receive it as well.
Yeah, so I enjoyed that. And we ate at a restaurant called Fat Rosie's.
Yes.
It was a Mexican restaurant.
It was an experience, for sure.
So on the podcast, I think through it somewhere, you could show some insight of that restaurant.
Yes.
Because it was a fun restaurant.
So go to the YouTube. If you're not watching this on YouTube, go to our YouTube and we'll have clips
of the videos that we took of the restaurant. it was a neat experience too.
Yes,
just little quirky stuff that they had.
I went to the restroom first. I've never been so entertained by a bathroom before. And I will put a video up.
You don't even have to tell them about it. Put the video
on it. Look at what you walked into when you walked into this bathroom. But Fat Rosie, I thought was cool because they told the story behind.
But who do you think it's a fat woman or something?
Right, like
it wasn't.
It wasn't. It was a donkey.
It was a donkey.
A donkey. And then they kept calling, like making this weird call noise, which was I didn't
even know that's what they were doing. I didn't even know that was happening.
Yes, and it was this airplane of shots, but the front of the airplane was the donkey.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it had fireworks on it. Like it had sparkler.
Yeah, and it was this guy.
And they were flying it like on their hand through the.
It was hilarious.
And if anybody remembers, I don't know how old any of you are watch us, but there was a place called Alaska Land, and it was down. It was down at the other end of Altoona.
Okay.
Past. Well, actually, it was before the Ford dealership.
Okay.
It was in a plaza there. And they had I remember it so well because when it was our birthday, we went there and there was a little door and a big door. So kids walked in the small door.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, just that little thing was like cool. And when it was our birthday, we'd sit there and we'd know they'd ring this big bell, they'd dim the lights, blink the lights down off, and they'd run through the place with the volcano. And they'd be like, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? We have a very special birthday announced tonight. And they'd take off running with this lit up volcano. And we'd be sitting there like, it's coming to me.
Yes.
But there was other people's birthdays, and it always wasn't ours at first, but we did get it. But it was such a memorable experience that I know people would remember. And you said that.
Like
right. You remember
airplane.
That
yes.
From Fat Rosie's.
Yes.
Their food was good.
It was.
I remember that more than I remember what the food tasted.
Yeah. I'm like,
trying to think, what did I have? I had fajitas.
Yeah, and I got tacos.
They were good.
Yeah.
And the chips and salsas was amazing.
Yes.
So we did have a good experience. And the food was good. The drinks were neat, so it was a nice experience there.
Yes.
And then the second night we ate at Gibson's,
which
we talked about last time.
Yep.
We wanted to see if we'd get the same experience. We did get great experience, but
it
wasn't the first experience. He had it on his shirt. He had it on his shirt.
Yes.
The clip of the crumb brusher, but he never used it. So we were sort of disappointed in that part.
He didn't pass
but he did refill our Cokes.
Yes.
But he'd bring them. But this time he brought them before we even drank all of it.
Yeah, he was like,
so it wasn't,
who wants the extra?
Right. So it wasn't the same experience.
Yes.
Because the same experience would have been like he knew we needed one when we ran out. And not to cover your ass because you want to make sure.
And the girls who weren't with us last time, we didn't tell them about the crumb guy.
Right.
But they definitely would have been like
impressed.
But Liv would have been like, where's the crumb guy? Are you the crumb guy? Like she would have called him out.
But we still did have
we did have great experience. We did. And something I noticed about them is they have like this unspoken language. I don't know if you noticed it. But like how you could tell who was who.
Oh, whatever. You mean the main waiter to the...
Mm-hmm. Do you know what the difference was?
No, go ahead.
It was their uniform.
Because the one had that...
jacket.
Yes, and the other one had the apron. Yeah, the apron on.
And it was like, they looked very similar, but you could
tell... But they carried different roles, yeah. They were a different role.
And the girls would be like, who's our waiter? Oh, there's our waiter. I'm like, they're not even wearing the same outfit. Like, they didn't even notice. So it's like just
they weren't wearing the same outfit.
I was looking for more details into this because it has to be bigger than that.
Yeah,
and it was like something that I just clocked it, and I was like, oh my goodness, like because they would come out of the kitchen door, and I was facing the kitchen door, and like the busters looked very similar, but they had something a little different.
Yeah,
and I was like, they have this
because the one had an apron and the other one had a jacket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I thought that was.
And the managers, I think the managers were dressed in. Because he came around too.
I think
he was in a suit.
Yeah, suit jacket.
He was in a suit.
And he was like, thank you so much for coming and looked us in
the
eyes.
They did still do all that to Q. They did.
They did.
But they missed the mark on the crumb.
Yeah, what an opportunity. They don't even know.
They didn't even know we were waiting for
Maybe we should tell them. We really missed the crumb guy.
We should say
it was still a great experience.
And the crumb guy.
Yeah.
You know.
But yeah.
Well, it could take me back to when we was in. I took Ramsey to. We went to Las Vegas because she has a boutique, and we were doing the buy-in for spring summer for Ramsey Couture. If you know what that is, she has a shop down in Duncansville, and it's online, so you can see her on there too. But when we were in Vegas, we walked so long every day at this event that we were so tired when we got back. We decided, let's order in and we'll get Gordon Ramsay's.
Ooh,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you think of Gordon Ramsay, you think quality, top of the line.
They better be on top of it.
Right on schedule, right everything. So we thought, okay, we'll get his. And she wanted crab legs. So we did order the crab legs and we ordered some French fries. Number one, they brought our crab legs all in one container. And then he goes, hey, and it was brought in a brown bag.
The crab legs.
Everything. You
would have thought it was just the French fries.
No, you'd have thought everything was brought in a cart.
With the thing.
Nope. No. Experience lost right at the beginning. Nobody wants to eat something in Vegas in a hotel room,
in a
room service, in a bag from a brown paper bag, which is Gordon Ramsay's. And I'm going to say his name because he don't think anything of yapping at his workers and anybody that does. And they put hot sauce, little bottles. They put them on top of my crab cakes or crab legs.
So they were nice and steamy.
But why did you put them on there? I didn't know where they were. Wonder if they were in a drawer somewhere and they have dust all over them. Then you put them on an open face.
Oh, it was not even.
No, they were right inside.
Oh,
no, in there, right,
steaming
with those little bottles. Wow. And you put them all in the same. You gave me paper plates to eat off of, plastic silverware in a hotel, and our bill was $230. And the French fries were soggy. Soggy.
Not a common occurrence.
So I thought, okay, I'm gonna need my money back. I'm gonna go down and get even or even better or even stop.
There. It just did it because I just looked up.
It did it a while ago. I was watching it.
Oh, it did?
I never said anything.
What?
No, I just figured.
There you go.
I didn't think it shut off. I thought it was still working.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll cut it.
We'll do a rewind.
This is awkward. Hello again. My storage was full. Anyways, so speaking of continuity, though, that's what we were talking about. I was excited that my ears got destroyed as we walked into the American Beauty show.
Yes.
Because it does get you pumped up.
It does.
In the morning. It's very overstimulating.
Yeah.
However, it is like the whole thing that you are at a hair show.
Yeah.
Type thing. But with traveling, there were so many people from everywhere.
All walks of life there, that's for sure. You've seen one, you've seen them all. Trust me.
Literally.
There was any styles imaginable, any colors of hair is imaginable.
Any makeup imaginable. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw two girls with white faces. Did you see them?
No.
They were like vampires.
Wow.
Or Kiss, maybe. Maybe they were doing Kiss.
I saw two people. Now, this is not an inexpensive event. I saw two people with top knots and sweatshirts on. Yeah. And I was like,
no.
You stand out.
Yeah.
Because none of us look like that.
No.
Even the estheticians,
they were all like it. Nobody looked like
it was interesting to see
all walks of the ways. I mean, maybe they think because it's casual to them that they're just there to learn casually.
Right.
I look at it as I don't want my first impression.
This is our runway. This is
right. I don't want anybody I want them to say, "Oh, I love your hair color."
Right.
"Oh, I like what you did to your hair. Where'd you get that? Did you buy that here? Did you have this?"
Yeah.
I mean, I like that kind of stuff, but maybe they just didn't want to be bothered.
And Ramsey's boutique, we all,
they were dressed in hers.
We wanted to. We all went shopping before, and we were all dressed in her thing.
So that was neat.
When people would ask us, we could tell
them
a
little card and say you can buy them online.
Yeah,
you can go online.
So
we were marketing a couple ways while we were there.
Yeah. Yes. But what I thought was interesting was traveling with people who are from a small town, who never really traveled before.
Oh, they were interesting.
They were a little bit antsy. A little bit antsy. So it was very interesting because it's you know, my experience with these small town girls leaving their nest for the first time, but she's done this for a very long time. And I just said to her at the airport, I can't believe how many people we've taught how to travel.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing too, is like.
Do you know Mary's never traveled?
I believe it. I believe it, Mare.
Yeah, but we're going to put her on an airplane.
Yeah.
She don't know it yet, but she's flying somewhere.
She will be a nervous Nelly.
Yeah, she will be nervous Nelly.
Yes.
But she needs to travel somewhere.
Yeah. So it was very interesting just because of the exposure that we can get from traveling and just like learning how to be around people who, some people are feisty, some people are quiet, some people are tired and they're not paying attention. You have to be like, move up in the TSA. Yeah. Or they couldn't even go around the TSA.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what are you doing? They would check us in and they want to go one way or the other. I'm like, oh my God.
The girls would be like
cutting
across.
And the guy would be like, I checked you in. You got to go my way. And they're like,
at the TSA. They were yelling at us.
Now they're asking me something in my ear. And they know that I'm in
You're
this.
blocked off.
I know. I was blocked out. Can't even block me out. Now they're going to distract me.
Right. And two, I think do you take your shoes off? Do you not take your shoes off? Do you take your
Well, in Johnstown, it's amazing. So the small town of Johnstown had a high-tech X-ray machine.
Yes. It's so nice.
Right. And you didn't even have to take your laptop or nothing out. Yeah, but you didn't even have to take your laptop.
That's it. Just your shoes.
I didn't think you had to take your coat off.
No, you didn't take your coat off.
There we are. Oh, speaking of which, we ate at their little restaurant because we had an hour.
Yes. Let's talk about Johnstown.
Because that's local. That's local. Their airport restaurant.
They have a chef working in this
restaurant.
Like,
I'm going to go back and eat there again.
Those French fries.
They were
we talked about French fries last time, but we love French fries.
Yeah, so they had hot water. They had they were good.
They were so good.
And they're not that far from me. So you could always get it. They had a chef that cooked. His plate presentation was
beautiful.
Like
better than Gibson.
I couldn't believe it. And he had divided, I got, what did I get? I got regular fries and I got Cajun. He had them divided with a nice piece of paper type.
Right, like they didn't touch.
Yeah, so listen, he definitely paid attention to detail.
Yes.
And whoever's running that and a waitress, they're a couple or something.
He said my partner in crime or something. He's like, I can't take all the credit. So I definitely think they're a couple.
I thought so
or they are just like really tight.
Well, I'm telling you.